WWE 2K26 roster, it's supposed to be the biggest ever, but how will it be when WWE has lost so many superstars over the last year? Now, me and special guest Charlie, my son, who's 14, we're going to discuss how and why we think it will be the biggest roster ever. With the returns of AJ Lee, Brock Lesnar and Rusev back within WWE, and the debuts of JC Matteo, Rey Fenix and Tala Tonga, they are heavily sought to be in this year's edition of the game. Who are you most looking forward to seeing, Charlie?
Brock Lesnar, definitely.
Definitely a big Brock Lesnar fan. And of course, we have got touted WWE former superstars, Hall of Famers that could be making a return. Now, Charlie, I don't know if you know any of these superstars, such as Albert. We've got Brandy Rhodes, who's Cody Rhodes' wife. Fantastic. We've also got Demolition Smash, Fit Finlay, Jacqueline, a lot of Attitude Era superstars. Are you looking forward to seeing any of them come back, if you actually know any?
Well, the ones I know, yeah, but as you say, I don't know many, and not the ones I do know, I don't know much about.
So, Tori Wilson.
I don't know.
She is a superstar. Was touted to be back in this year's edition of the game. I don't believe she actually made it in, although it was heavily rumoured to be a DLC superstar. But there is a lot of superstars from the Attitude Era, from the past, that next year's edition of the game could bring back to help bolster the WWE roster. And we've also got brand new NXT additions. Now, Charlie, who would you like to see make it into next year's edition of the game out of this lot?
Ricky Sainz, definitely.
Ricky Sainz, the new NXT champion. Spoiler if you've not seen NXT. Who else, Charlie, from that lot there?
Probably also Luca. How'd you say his last name?
Lucian Price?
Yeah.
You're talking about Lucian Price
Yeah.
there? Yep, again, heavily rumoured to be in. We've got Bron Breakker's real-life girlfriend, Izzy Dame. Jasmine Nix could potentially be in the game. She has just left WWE, but she may have made the cut to be in next year's edition of the game. Now, here is a list of many superstars who are leaving, and who are you most disappointed to see go? Carlito from the Judgment Day. I think out of all of them, the one that I am going to miss the most is Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
We're not going to see the man or opponents get these hands. We're also losing the likes of Eddie Thorpe, who requested his release. The Good Brothers. Shotzi is another fantastic one. Gigi Dolin. Karrion Kross. We haven't even spoken about Karrion Kross. He's a big, big loss.
Yeah, I was very disappointed when they released him.
And obviously Scarlett, his wife, will be going as well. The Authors of Pain. Do you see why a lot of people are worried about the roster for 2K26 not being as big as it has been before? And usually the roster gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But we have TNA, which could be about to save this game's roster size. Because TNA is now merging with WWE, and actually there's an NXT invasion currently on the television, which I don't know if you've seen, Charlie. Yeah. TNA has been invading NXT. What do you think about that?
I think it's good collaboration and definitely good for WWE 2K26 to get them in the game.
Absolutely. There is heavily big rumours out there, and that's poor English, I know, that the TNA superstars will be appearing in WWE 2K26. Now, I'm going to assume it's going to be similar to how they've done it with the WWE superstars. We get a batch from day one that we can utilize, and then there will be various different TNA DLCs. Again, one, it increases the pockets of the 2K studios because they can monetize them. But also, like, who would you buy a Hardy Boys TNA DLC for WWE 2K26?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's because the Hardy Boys are so popular. You know, we've also got the likes of Nick Nemeth, formerly Dolph Ziggler in WWE, his brother Ryan Nemeth. Obviously, we've got Mustafa Ali. We've got so many superstars from TNA that might not even need to be scanned. And they are the ones that could potentially make it into like a base roster. We've also got like the Iconics, which are now known as the Inspiration. Do you remember the Iconics?
No.
Not really, just a little bit before your time. But we've got the Rascals. There are so many TNA superstars, which would make this definitely the biggest WWE 2K26 roster. It'd be the biggest roster that we have seen. Certainly if you included all of these amazing TNA superstars. Now, which TNA superstars would you like to see in WWE 2K26? We want to hear from you, so get your comments down below. Charlie, out of all of them, who would you like to see?
Well, one of my favourite wrestlers right now, Joe Hendry.
Oh, we've not even spoken about Joe Hendry. He talks about Joe Hendry all the time. Joe Hendry was heavily rumoured to be in this year's edition of the game.
Yeah, I was very disappointed when they didn't include him, obviously.
Well, to the point where even his merchandise was seen on members of the crowd.
Yeah.
So why he's not made it into the game, I don't know. I'm perhaps wondering if it is because of this TNA merger. But Joe Hendry, obviously you can download your created superstars, which you've done.
Yeah.
But having an actual bona fide Joe Hendry in the game would be awesome, wouldn't it?
And his actual entrance as well.
His actual entrance, his moveset, true likeness of what he looks like. Imagine chucking him in a Royal Rumble like this. Like he was in real life, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm very excited when that happened.
Was it Randy Orton that eliminated him?
No, that was who he fought at WrestleMania.
That was it. That was his WrestleMania opponent. Who tossed him out of the Royal Rumble? I can't remember. If anyone can remember that far back, let us know down below. But there are so many TNA superstars, like I've said. Elijah making his way back to WWE. That would be cool. AJ Francis, who used to be in WWE as well. And then, to make the roster even bigger, AAA is also merged with WWE. So imagine having TNA DLCs and TNA superstars and AAA superstars. We've seen the likes of Lola Vice and Dominic Mysterio and also Kalani Jordan actually go over and have successful stints. Obviously, we've got the what's the chameleon, the lizard guy called? The green guy.
It will come to me in a minute.
But we've got the likes of him. But we've got El Hijo del Vikingo, who is almost like the poster boy of the AAA franchise. But there are so many superstars. Even I'm not too familiar with each and every single one of these superstars. And I don't think you are either, Charlie, are you? But what a place to learn in next year's edition of the game. We've got Cruz del Toro, who's actually a WWE, or was a WWE superstar, who moved over to AAA. We've got Angel Garza, who's obviously been performing over there. But there we've got Belsicor, look at that guy with the awesome red mask. There are so many awesome superstars, but let us know which superstars you think are going to make their debuts, or perhaps maybe re-debut, like AJ Lee, like Brock Lesnar, and Rusev. And Brock Lesnar, again, he's probably the one that I am most looking forward to seeing. I think for you, it's Brock Lesnar and Joe Hendry.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar was probably the first wrestler I knew.
I think, when you got into it, I think he was absolutely kicking ass, wasn't he? So, but again, think about Hall of Famers, guys. Who do you think would be an amazing Hall of Famer in WWE 2K26 that's not been in a WWE 2K game either recently or ever at all? Who's looking forward to Hornswoggle? Do you remember Hornswoggle? The little dwarf
I've seen
guy?
clips of him.
Clips of what? And he was like a comedic component to WWE, and that'd be fantastic, again, to throw into the game. But let us know who you want to see in next year's edition of the game, and make sure you subscribe, comment, and like.